Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another video. This time we're going to talk about the Mafex Hush Batman, based off the Jim Lee art, story by Jeff Loeb. So yeah, I gotta honestly say, this is a dope Batman. Yes, does it suffer from QC issues? Yeah, a little bit, but it's still a dope Batman. Probably one of the best iterations of a comic book Batman that you will get. I'm gonna sit here and say it now. It's one of those pieces that, because it was delayed so many times, I gotta say it's kind of was worth the wait. It was fun. It still suffers from some QC issues, but that's a Mafex thing, and that's not really a I don't know, it's a Mafex thing. Like, I'm not gonna excuse it, but I kind of know what to expect from them, so it is what it is. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Batman. So yeah, this guy, when brought up close, actually looks really phenomenal. The cape is completely way too long, and I love everything about that. The body type proportion is that of a Jim Lee style body. We have double joints, we have great articulation, we have a huge range of hands and accessories. Well, bat-like accessories. So yeah, it's just one of those things. If you can get over the fact that your cape is going to be a little puffy because it's going to sit under so many other different things, like because it's so long and overdrawn, you'll definitely have a good time with this guy. So without further ado, we took a front look, we took a quick back look. We've seen our cape like long and flowing out. So without further ado, let's take a look at articulation. So I'm gonna just draw this back. We're gonna start off with the head sculpt and move our way down. We can pretty much look up, but it's gonna be tight because my head sculpt is actually really tightly on there. But you can look up, as you can see here. Looks pretty good. We can look down, not all the way down, obviously, and we can tilt side to side. Again, it is very tight. Definitely gonna have to heat this guy up, but you can get some expressive range with him, which is still overall pretty good. As far as our arm articulation goes, our cape is really long and flowy. We have a nice seamless movement. It looks really good. We have a semi butterfly joint here that allows you to move a little forward. As you can see here, when I rotate it forward, you get that nice little bit of range. Hopefully the joints don't deteriorate, which I know that's something that Mafex has secretly been working on, because it actually got a little bit better. We have our bicep swivel, which rotates in thoroughly through with no problem. And we have our double joint, which rotates all the way through. As far as the arm going down and around, it seems to be no problem whatsoever. As far as our upper torso goes, we have a very funny cut. So, because right here, it looks like it doesn't go anywhere, right? But you can tilt them side to side. We can tilt them forward all the way through. And as you can see here, with that extra double joint at the bottom, we actually get that extra crunch. It's gonna look a little stuffy, but overall it's still really good. Going backwards, let's actually take a look at that. I haven't actually tested that one. Going backwards is pretty well, there's two, but it's gonna leave that nice open gap. So for those of you that don't like that kind of aesthetic, it's gonna be a bit problematic for you. But overall, it still should be really good movement-wise with this Batman. Our belt can tilt up and down, so you can actually get it to cover some parts of the trunk, or you can leave it high-waisted like the way it's originally seen, and cover more trunks and cover a little bit of that midsection. Our leg does the drop down. It comes out. Let's actually see how far out it goes. You'll get about this far out. We can get this far forward. We can basically make an L shape at 90 degrees. Our legs are double jointed. There is going to be a thigh swivel on the inside, which allows you to rotate in. So if you want to show a Batman with a broken leg, it's definitely easily possible. We have a generous ankle pivot. We have our toe pivot as well too. So Batman can literally get posed up and look swanky for the people. So let's get this guy actually posed up, or in at least some good posable poses. And I want to talk about this cape, because this cape is crazy. So our cape flows out at a phenomenal wingspan. I don't know if I can even cover all of this, but our wingspan is a lot. Like, we actually get, if I can pull them up by this, you can see here the wingspan flows out really far. So, and the wire is actually strong enough to hold, which actually makes me extremely happy that this is able to hold up on this body. So with Batman posed up and you want to get the cape out, as you can see here, I'm trying to get it to where it could show everything, but just look at how fantastic that is. It's wired in pretty much throughout the cape in certain spots. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines of wires going through this Batman. So that means it's a lot of room for movement and flow, making it really seem like the cape is somewhat almost alive at all times. This is utterly fantastic. It was a great move by Mafex to make this wired in so many different ways. If you don't like the stitching part of it, I guess your eyes will have to ignore it, because it's a great move for the aesthetic. Like, it just looks fantastic for photos. So this is going to be one of those things I'm definitely going to take advantage of when filming for when photographing, I should say. But this is utterly fantastic. It really is. Like, I can't wait to try to do different things pose-wise with this guy. It's really going to be utterly fantastic. Even when I'm rotating this guy in different ways, or looking at really cool bat-like poses that I can do with this guy, and you can just see it. Like, you can't say you won't have fun posing this guy up. Like, I know a bunch of my friends have done it, and that's kind of why I waited. I wanted everyone to kind of have their fun with Batman so I can have mine. In every which way that I can see this guy posing, it just looks fantastic. So without further ado, I'm going to get this guy posed up off screen, and we're going to talk about Batman accessories. So yeah, let me get to that. Now that I have Batman posed up in a really cool bat-like pose, let's actually talk about the accessories that it comes with, which is actually pretty dope. So first things first, let's talk about our head sculpts. And this is where I had a QC issue. We only get a scowling head, and I'm showing you 2 of them because I actually have an issue with one of mine, where I have a little botched paint job here. Luckily, I bought more than one Batman, so I can show you guys that I really don't have an issue on the other one. So it's gonna suck, but I'm gonna try to get that off. But I have it sucks that I have that. But the scowling head actually looks really good, close towards the Jim Lee sculpt. Looks like there's no problem. On the other one, I have a slightly bent ear, but again, that can kind of be mixed with some heating and just fixed. Then we have our Jim Lee Bruce Lee head sculpt, which I think looks very much like Bruce Lee. I said Bruce Lee, wow. Very, very, very much like Jim Lee's art. So, Bruce Lee. But yeah, we actually have a neck peg attached to it. So if you want to separate the two, I'm pretty sure you can. And yes, it does. So if you want to mix and match with some other Mafex head sculpts, you should have no issue. But this is very much Jim Lee style art on this Bruce Lee. Next up, I'm going to talk about the grapple gun hand and the grapple gun. I love that they included one for each hand, not just one. I love when they include it for both hands. Like, Batman is not left or right-handed. He's ambidextrous. He's Batman. He can do whatever. And with that, you also get a short version of the grapple hook that can slide in. And I feel like this is made of metal, the wiring, because it definitely hooks on, and it feels like it has weight to it, both the short and the long one. So it just glides right in. And the long one is crazy because, like I said, it feels like it has real weight to it, like metal. And this can be applied inside of it as well, too. It's very long, too. It's actually longer than Batman. So this is definitely going to be for depth and perception shots. You should have fun with that. Plugs right in with no problem. But if you turn it upside down, I was worried about it not staying in, but it actually does. So that's pretty cool. Next up, you'll get your open, relaxed hands. Or you can use as action hands or grabbing your opponent's leg or arms or things like that. Then you will get semi-open fist. And the reason why these is because if you wish to hold batarangs inside of them, you can. So you get one type of batarang here, which I glanced over that for a second. You actually get 2 types of batarangs. Let's take a quick look. Then you'll get your open hands, and these are going to be you can use these for either martial arts or, like I stated before, putting more batarangs in them. So you can actually get 2 of each style of batarang. So this is going to be natural batarang hands. You're going to put them this way. But I also use them for this. So if you have any articulated icons, you can actually put swords in there as well, too. Just to show you can fit an articulated icon sword in there. Then you have the more open action hands. These are going to be your no, don't do that hands. So yeah. And then you will get these. These are the awesome, awesome hands of, these are what I called batarang beaters. This is when Batman gets very crucial with some League of Assassins and he decides to get a little bit more lethal. Not that he's gonna kill these guys, but he's gonna incapacitate them. Then again, Batman breaks arms for just regular old people, so you never know, right? Now, without further ado, what we are going to do is jump into size comparison. And this is where it gets crazy, because I feel like this is going to be the definitive Batman for a lot of people, and especially if they read a lot of comics or they love the Jim Lee stuff. So, Batman is going to get sized up with everyone I could possibly think of or I can have right in front of me to show you what he is size-wise. So, without further ado, let's get there. All right, y'all, so this is where it gets fun, and there is no type of rhyme or reason to this one. I'm just gonna compare it to a bunch of stuff because Batman has had that many adventures, and yeah, so this one is not gonna have any rhyme or reason whatsoever because it's Batman. It's fun as hell, and what's really cool about it is Batman has had so many adventures. You can kind of just compare it to a bunch of different stuff. So let's just do it. I have a bunch of stuff on the sides, so let's get to it. Here we are with a previous Batman from Mafex, and this is our Ben Affleck Batman. And we can see just how far we've kind of come. This is a custom cape, by the way, but we can see just how far we've come. And size-wise, they're looking about the same thing, which looks pretty good. Just in case you had that whole Bat in the Sun vibe, and you want to do him versus Darth Vader, here he is next to an SH Fig Arts Darth Vader. Vader should be taller, but, you know, it is what it is, right? So we've knocked out those two so far. Here he is next to the DC Icons Batman to show you just how the icons kind of stand with this guy. And as you can see, the icons is terribly, like, it's more in scale with SHF than it is with other brands. And as you can see, he's significantly smaller. What else did we got? We've got some other stuff, and I've dropped something, so I don't know what I've dropped, but I've dropped it. Oh. Here is with Mafex movie Superman until we get actual comic Jim Lee Superman. So in case you want to mix and match these two for now, these actually look like a pretty good size. My Superman's not going to stand for life for me, so I'm not even going to bother with that. Here we are with a Commissioner Gordon body. I have a Punisher head on there because I was testing out some stuff. So he actually looks like he's going to work well with Mezco as well too. Here is a Mezco Joker, by the way. Just so you can see what a Joker is like next to him. Shout out to my boy Paige who let me borrow his Joker. Yeah. Those guys look good. Yeah. Then we're going to do a Revoltech Deathstroke. In case you definitely want to mix and match your lines. Because I feel like this is definitely going to be a definitive comic book Batman for a ton of people. And Deathstroke is taller, but it looks like it works out pretty well. Because those action scenes between these two are going to be really fantastic. Here we are with a Marvel Legends Moon Knight. Can't wait to get him a cloth cape. So Crazy Batman, and Deathstroke all look really good, size-wise. Then let's do some Wonder Woman. So here's an SHF Wonder Woman. This is a movie version. And I think this Wonder Woman is a little on the smaller side. Again, Wonder Woman should be either the same size or bigger than Batman, even in the comics. But these will suffice for action shots. While both look good, the Mafex head is a lot smaller, so it looks like it works out just a tad bit better. This might be a little too much light. But yeah, let's move these guys over. Oh, just in case you want to have some fun, here is the Batman Who Laughs from McFarlane. In case you want to mix those guys up. And this guy is extremely taller, but it works with the elongated body proportions. So I just don't like that stumpy neck. Here we are with a Lightning Collection Blue Ranger, and this actually works out in a way that I like because the Power Rangers have definitely teamed up with Batman in the Justice League recently, so that's pretty much fun. Oh, here is a Mattel KG Beast. Again, all these adventures Batman has had, there's a bunch of different things you can really compare to. Mattel's KG Beast looks really good in comparison. Then we have, we have Icons Nightwing, and I think this actually fits in really well here. I think the Icons Nightwing is a perfect fit here. Then we have Icons Harley Quinn, which I think also works pretty well here. I think her size actually works out pretty fine. Next up, we have a 1000 Toys Carb. And I'm pretty sure if you've watched any of my other friends' review, you already know how an articulated Icon Ninja looks. And We're going to use these as League of Assassins, obviously, in all our photos. And ninjas and carbs look utterly fantastic next to this Batman. So I am super duper excited for this. Let's do a Captain America. So we'll do the SH Fig Arts Captain America, in case you want to do some import stuff. And Cap versus Batman looks like it could be a go with these two. Then we have an SH Fig Arts Kamen Rider Kuga, who's definitely going to be on the smaller side, but let's see how much smaller. Oh, that's not that bad. But yeah, it's looking like this Batman's going to go well with just about everything, and I'm super excited about that. Now, for those of you who are going to love this one, Batman and Hellboy, which I think these work perfectly in unison, right? Then to get a look up against another Batman, here is a Mezco Batman, which I think these guys work out pretty well. So if you want to multiverse yourself, you have a nice competition here. Then we have the Gotham Hunter, in case you want to do Batman versus Predator again, because that long flowy cape is looking like it's going to be really good. Then we have our Predator here, right? Now let's do a Mythic Legions. Like I said, lots of comparisons for this one, because Batman has had so many adventures. Here he is with a Mythic Legions. So Batman is looking like he is definitely going to square it with just about any and everyone. Last but not least, and this one is just for fun, because I really like the idea of this one, especially because it's happened in the comics. So let's say you want to do a TMNT and Batman team up, or Batman family. Here we are with cartoon turtles. Here we are with movie turtles. So there is lots and lots of fun to be had with this Batman. So much so that let's do a little bonus round after our, before we get into our bonus round. Because you might see it in the photos and you'll ask, how do I square up with him? Here's how I size up with Batman, right? There go the police sirens in the background as usual. Right on cue. But this Batman has been so much fun. Just not only have around, but just in general of the play factor, the even with the QC Paint app issues, it's just one of those things where Batman is going to be fun all around. Like I said, my neck joint is really, really tight, but this Batman definitely works out in a way that articulation wise, look wise, just everything about it, just it seems like its fun factor is there. So here we are with a jump kick from Batman. Let's do the drop down method, use that leg up. Let's see about that balance. Even with this cape, let's check out the balance, because the cape should help in this case. Let's see how it works out. This is our bonus round. Normally I don't really do it like this anymore, but you know what? I'm having so much fun with this. Let's see how it works out. Yeah, there we go. So that's not a nice thing. Let's talk about throwing batarang poses. If we're gonna talk about stuff like throwing batarang poses and things like that, this guy can really pose in every which way. Let's say we're throwing them from under the cape. Everything about this dude just has a really good vibe. Like, this is one of those pieces where I'm gonna enjoy it from time to come. So yeah, this is gonna be someone's definitive comic Batman. It may even end up being my definitive comic book Batman. But my multiverse Batman, man, I don't know what it's gonna be. But this is definitely a really great, if not near perfect Batman. If you really like this kind of Batman, if you feel like this may be the one for you, hopefully you don't get one with no QC issues, but obviously this Batman is near perfect. And I very much hope everyone enjoys and finds this informative and looks forward to both this one and the black one coming out, I think sometime in 2021. So yeah, this is definitely something I hope Mafex can continue to do and bring that heat, because this is something we need right now where things are just really, really difficult. So as always, guys, I hope you found it informative. I hope you enjoyed. And as always, please be good, do good, drink your water. Later.